Here we go. Yo ho ho! All right, boys. This is gonna be a weird one. All right, we gotta be frank. We gotta be real here. Flashy fast as fuck, bro. There, put it out there. Flashy fast as fuck, bitch. Didn't nobody ever say Flashy wasn't fast as fuck, bitch? That nigga fast as hell, bitch. Yeah, you got it, bro. You got it. But this chapter brought more than just Flashy. It was really only Flashy speed. And there was too many other things to just focus on Flashy. Things that I even missed because of that. Because of the whole war that we got going on back here, you know. Just a few chapters ago, the war was done for, bitch. Just out of there, bitch. The conversation was closed and complete, bitch. Atomic got the Sunblade upgrade. It wasn't no question no more, bro. It wasn't no question no more, bro. Atomic is already attacking faster than Flashy, and now he got the Sunblade, bro. He just swings his sword one time, and everything around Flash is gonna be just cut in half, bitch. The whole town around Flash should be cut in half because of the power increases he's got in a power stat. Now, Flashy speed is actually put into proportion. We've just seen Garou go just strike like these hands with bang. And then we just seen him blitz Platinum Sperm and even natural water. Showing both his power and his speed. Or excuse me, yeah, power and speed, but in regards to technique, that is. Platinum Sperm knocked out a whole grouping of heroes, but those heroes were already exhausted from battle. They were already on their last feet, or on their last stand, so it didn't really show that much of his power. More so, speed once again. Like I even remember reading my reaction, I was like, damn, like these niggas, damn, Platinum fast as hell. I was like, who blitzed? So, this is definitely a confrontation of speed. But like I said, I don't want to focus on that. And I don't want this entire review to be based around me explaining why Atomic is still faster than Flashy Flash. Right, let's get that straight. Let's get that point blank. Let's get that clear, bitch. Atomic Samurai still attacks faster than Flashy Flash moves, bitch. And I'll make this clear. The constellation quote that everybody's talking about, but the constellations, bitch. Listen, bro. Atomic Samurai, every single attack creates constellations. Every single attack. You can go back to all the atomic slashes. You can go back to all the even all the semi-casual attacks that he did to monsters and demons or just fodder monsters. Every single instance of Atomic Samurai's assault is a constellation. The amazing feat that happened in this chapter, put into actual perspective, without the whole biased lens, bitch, of Flashy sucking that's been going on. Tremendous Flashy just ball handling and sucking, bro. Like niggas is out there just like with gloves on, bro. Not even gloves, bitch. Not even gloves. Niggas is just out there just smacking meat on hand and then blah 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 blah. Bro, like I'm talking the Flashy like fondling, suck, molestation, whatever it is, bitch. It has been unimaginable, bro. Like, to the next degree, bro. I didn't think there was a whole different tier, bro. We've been doing this for, like, dang, I'm pretty sure we're all going on, like, 3 to 4 years now. Probably not 3 years. I think it's, like, 3 years. Going on to, like, our 3rd year of this, bro, where the war is prominent, bro. The 3rd year of the war, bitch. And niggas have not sucked like this ever, bro. Like, we was hyped. We was hyped for the Sunblade, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We was hyped for the Sunblade, but we were not. Bro, Niggas, bro, I've heard niggas, bro, I think I can find a Discord. If I really tried, I could probably pull up Discord on OBS, have it take up the whole screen, and scroll through the search bar and type in, Flashy Flash over Boros. And that will come up more than once, bro. That's the whole crazy part, bro. In the past, what, 72? Probably 72, I think 72 hours. It's Friday, right? In the past 72 hours, Flashy Flash over Boros or Flashy Flash versus Boros has been typed into Discord more times than one. And it wasn't no joke, bro. Ain't no joke, bro. One of them niggas were like, Flashy versus Boros. No, bro. Bro, I promise you, Flashy versus Boros. I've seen Flashy versus Orochi. I've seen Flashy claps Orochi. But I've seen Flashy bodies Boros now, bro. Bro, I've seen niggas. Bro, niggas are out there like, I'm talking skilled niggas, bro. I'm talking about like niggas that you haven't even seen in Discord for like weeks, bro. Weeks you haven't seen them typing for the people, bro. They're in a separate channel. They're just chilling. They haven't come to the server no more, bro. And the niggas coming out of nowhere talking about some Flashy this, changing their names to Flashy cards. Oh, it's Terry. It's a nigga named Terry in Discord, bro. His whole name is Flashy Daddy, bro. Like, when I say it truly reveals the truth, the actuality of the consensus of the community, that the majority of niggas that you hear arguing about Flashy Flash or hyping up Flashy Flash are Flashy fondlers, gogglers, bro. They're Flashy, what is it, Gleazy Gobbler? They're Flashy Gobblers, bro. Just gobble, just gobbling that Flashy meat, bro. Listen, bro. These Flashy Gobblers is out here in force, bro. And look, I'm just bringing it up because, you know, us Atomic niggas, bro. Us ADF niggas, we gotta come out here in force too, bro. We gotta let them know, bro. This whole Flashy hype, it ain't nothing, bro. It ain't nothing, bro. You can reread. That's what you gotta do. Reread, bro. And that's the anthem. I should actually put that in the title, bro. Just reread. So ADF motherfuckers, ADF niggas, bro. ADF gang out here. Atomic gang, bro. And that's Atomic Defense Force, for those of you who don't know. Just remind them, whenever you have to argue, whenever you have to converse with somebody that's out there sucking and glizzy globbing Flashy Flash, just remind them, hey, just reread. Atomic does that every attack, bitch. Every attack, bitch. Nobody want to hear that shit, bro. Atomic does that every attack, bitch. Damn, bro. Now let's put this to the side. I haven't even scrolled down to start the chapter conversation. I just had to lay that down, bro. I just had to lay down the law real quick, bro. Let the niggas know, bro. Let y'all know what the status quo is in the community right now. The Flashy sucking force, the FS, the FSF, the FSF, the Flashy sucking force, or the Flashy swallowing force. Which fits more, bro? Cause they're the Flashy Gobblers. That's what it is. The Flashy Gobblers. All right. The Flashy Gobblers are out and about, and it's our duty to herd them in, because they out there sucking good. All right. So, hold on. Let me make sure the stream's running, bro. We could be out here no stream, bro. Alright, listen to this stream. Okay, we're good. Alright. But yeah, we gotta put them in place, bro. These Flashy Gobblers. Man, they're Jesus Christ. There's something else, man. Well, let's start with the review, bro, cause the chapter was badass. So there are multiple big points that we should hit, right? We not only got that whole big like badass trio fight with the panel, that badass panel of like Platinum, Flashy, and Garou just taking off for that speed fight, bro. That was badass, bro. And the consequential panels after that of their fight were also badass, bro. We love the dynamic of them going back and forth, like teaming up on Flashy Flash, and then having Garou switch up on Platinum and shit like that. Like it's badass. It shows you the dynamic that like Garou isn't like playing for no team, bro. He really intends, like he did in one of the panels after he explained this whole like multi-technique, his God Slayer style, his God Slayer fist style, and he's, I guess, derived from the unification of all these other techniques that he's encountered and taken from. He's really proven that, like, no, he's really about it. Like, he's not on like, hey, I'm gonna work with the monsters, I'm gonna work with the heroes. It's like, hey, everybody's out of here. Like, you're all done. So that's an important aspect that we're probably gonna get to. We're gonna talk about not only the development of his fighting style, and we're also going to discuss a lot of these topics in the One Punch Man podcast. So if you want to hear contrasting opinions and contrasting viewpoints, not just of mine, but of different people in the communities as well, because we're going to talk about a lot of different things for this week in particular. There's a lot of conversation going on, not just the Flashy Gobblers out there, but there's a lot of serious conversation out there and speculation of Orochi and speculation of the other individuals who could return, because Orochi has a chance to return as well. speculation of God, and speculation of other individuals. Like, does this chapter solidify the whole theory about Vaccine Man? Like, the dialogue is there, the powers are there. There's even a quote from the author saying that like his powers and somebody else's powers are similar. I think it's like Homeless Emperors and Vaccine Man is somebody, one other individual. I think Chose is the other individual who has similar powers. And coincidentally, they're all talking about annihilating a different groups of humanity, if not humanity as a whole, as their dialogue amongst all of them. That's the common part. So maybe there is some merit to that, right? And that's actually a long held theory from what I understand. I heard that around the time that Homeless Emperor got introduced. That's when I started to hear that theory. So maybe there's some validity to that. Maybe there is some like more information to that that's going on. I'm not sure. We'll see. But this chapter does, like, it makes you think about that now. Like, whoa, like, we see this mural of God and Orochi's next to it. Is this an implication that as now we've seen God give Homeless Emperor power, as now we've seen God give Sairochi power, them together, that he's going to give Orochi power alone? Because in the previous instance, it was more so Psychos who was the one that was interacting with God in that unification. They both saw the light. But she's the one that took over. So what was the real result of that conflict there between Psychos and Orochi there, right? Because she said, like, you're just a body for me to use, something like that, or a spare vessel for me to use, and it turned out to be that way. She was not only on the pinnacle of the unification that they made, that ended up fighting Tatsumaki, but she also was able to escape the carcass of Orochi, or the body of Orochi, whenever she wanted to. Whenever the fight was getting too hot, she got out of there. So the question is, who got the power boost there? Was it Psychos? If it wasn't Psychos, does she still have that power boost? Is that why she's dangerous right now? I don't think it is, because she was fighting at jet level before. So what happened to that? Did that boost get taken away or reduced? Was it not enough? We don't know. And those questions go right lead into the other leading question that we started with. That if God is giving power to these individuals, is Orochi Solum next? Not with anybody else, not unified with Psychos, is he next? Was Psychos given that power? Or were they both given that power? These are the questions that come up. So let's start with this whole Saitama and Genos thing. This is good. This was the heart of the chapter. We had seen Genos throughout this entire arc, where the portion that he got a chance to get involved with, right? The last fight on the surface. Once King came down with Tadio, that's when Genos really got involved in that second act on the surface part of this of the arc. He's been working hard. And we're talking different than before, right? We're talking not using the same crazy tactics, the same suicidal tactics. Not fighting blindly, but even willing to work as a team or in a team. Tatsumaki, even going up to save her and defend her, to protect her. He even took the instance of when he saw Fubuki like drop down or get upset with like Tatsumaki walking away from her, like obviously tattered and beaten from the fight. He stepped up and was like, hey, I'm going to go protect Tatsumaki, or I'm going to go help Tatsumaki. Clearly because he saw how distraught Fubuki was because of the interaction there. And then Ben came along as well, but that was a clear cue. He was clearly not only acknowledging the distress of a new teammate, an individual who had been clashing since when Fubuki showed up at the apartment or whatever, but we even saw this man, I don't even know the best way to put it, like, Genos has done things differently at every step of the way. And this is the greatest acknowledgement of that. This is the greatest instance of Genos choosing different options. Going about it in a different way. And I guess the emphasis of him not blowing up, or him saying he didn't want to blow up, or he couldn't blow up, whatever. has some leanings toward whether he could or not physically, but we know he chose not to, and we know that ended up being beneficial. Tatsumaki was right there. Genos has the capability, now that we see, of being a really, really strong hero. And we weren't exactly sure as to what he was lacking, because the clearest instance was that, oh, hey, he's a cyborg trying to learn from a regular like martial artist about like how to become stronger. And he's like, hey, I got stronger by doing push-ups and stuff. He clearly can't do that. So he relies on Dr. Kuseno for the upgrades in different instances. And he's always taking the miscues from Saitama as to like what get better or what get stronger at, or hey, you gotta do this. And he ends up going to get upgrades that do some misleading or misinterpreted advantage or trait or attribute that we love to see, but it's not what Saitama was talking about. But this is the first instance where it is what Saitama was talking about. Genos' heart I don't know what the best word to substitute for his heart is. You get what I'm saying. He's not just going headstrong into the fight. There's more to it now. But it builds the character of Genos more. Like, out of all the force development that we've been having to deal with these redraws for characters to Shot Emperor and Zombie Man, especially with their dialogue now, as you can tell, Genos isn't an instance of that. To be honest, I feel that like all the development that we get for him is planned from one, not forced. It's the path of the storyline in general, and we've talked about it within ourselves without even having to like really acknowledge Saitama realizing it or not. But like Genos really stepped up this arc. Like I personally have been one that's been like, hey, relax, boy. That's been hyping up this entire arc. Or Genos, I've been hyping up Genos like since forever, bro. That's because he's one of my favorite characters, but because like he's really putting in a lot of work. From when he was sitting there fighting Armor Gorilla to like Elder Centipede to like now where he's out here like dealing with Cyrochi and stuff like that. Like I fight through Genos every single time. Some of my favorite fights were was the encounter there with Awakened Cockroach, where he's sitting there just go back and forth, back and forth. The anime did a pretty decent job doing it, but the manga was just the original greatness for it, bro. Just, or Genos versus Garou is one of my favorite fights in the entire series. What a fight! What a fight, bro. Well drawn, like exciting, bro. Almost exciting, if not damn near more exciting than Bomb versus Garou. Like spectacular, bro. There's not much Genos can do that won't result in like some form of like I don't know, disruption. Like Genos is just a badass, bro. Like Genos is just a badass. Whenever he's fighting, he's just a problem. Like, and I love that about the character. Like, and I love the whole disciple thing. The whole like, yeah, yes sir. Like, all right, Saitama, I'll do it. Taking things like as literal as possible, trying to get it exactly because he's really trying to grow. He's really trying to get his goal across. So, as a whole, I like Genos' humbleness. I like him saying that, hey, I couldn't self-destruct when I needed to. Like, is that okay? And Saitama touches his chest, is like, it's all right. You grew here though, so it's okay. Let me read the dialogue exactly so we can see it. He says, Master, when the time came for me to self-destruct, I was no longer able to do it. Can one truly say I've become stronger? I don't really get it. But you didn't blow up, right? That means that this part here got stronger too, doesn't it? And it's honestly one of the best drawn panels. One of the best drawn panels in the series, bro. Colored even as well. Fucking spectacular, bro. Hell yeah. But Yeah, the growth of Genos, the acknowledgement of his achievements, it's closure. It's like getting through a test. It's literally like that. Like going through an entire semester and then you get to the finals and your teacher's like sitting there because he's as excited as you are to see like if you've actually like retained all that information and see how well he's done at teaching you. And there it is. Like, hey, well, you're tired. I know it was a hard test, but you did good. And this is proof right there. So, yeah, it was fucked with that. But let's get to the other combative parts of the chapter. We already talked about of the greatness of Platinum Sperm, Garou, and Flashy Flash. Honestly, one of the better setups in the series. I was expecting it to be deadass. I was expecting it to be like a quick one chapter fight between Garou and Flashy Flash, where Garou overcomes Flashy Flash because of that previous instance in the chapter. Mind you guys, we had just seen Garou a one shot, quote unquote, Platinum Sperm and even Natural Water just straight head on. Turns out to be nah. The very next chapter, bro. Both of them had exceptional entrances, bro. Like that's you gotta remember, guys. Half of the hype is these niggas' entrances, bro. In any instance, when they first show up as characters in general, bro, when Homeless first showed up behind Zombie Man, bro, I was like, yo, and then he started letting off his attacks, bro. Bro, Homeless Emperor's entrance was that thing, bitch. That was that thing, bro. No question about it, bro. Darkshine, when he first showed up against whatchamacallit, Bug God, and then Garou too, bro. That was that thing, bro. Because it was the first time we were seeing him fight for real. Like whenever he was protecting the Hero Association's actual base, that wasn't anything serious, and he left from the Boro situation, so we had never seen it, bro. Same thing with Flashy, bro. When Flashy first really showed up, bro, when he was up against the two ninjas, bro, and he was walking up to them with his blade out in the hallway, bro, it looked raw, bro. He was like, ooh, with his scarf behind it, that shit look raw, bro. It's the entrances that matter, bro. And it doesn't even have to be the first entrance, bro. Any entrance or any sudden instance or any sudden like action from a character that we weren't necessarily focusing on before, or we had lost understanding of their whereabouts within the scenario or within the actuality of the location in the story, bro. We don't even know they are actually on the battlefield, man. Whatever that is, once they come back in, bitch, greatness, bro. Especially if they make a very impactful especially if they interact impactfully off the bat. Like that very first blitz or that very first action back is catastrophic, man. Like everybody feels it. Half the battlefield feels it, bro. I remember in Bleach, bro. Now we were talking about the other day before when Bleach's greatness. I remember in Bleach, whenever Yamamoto did anything, man, whether it was up against Ice or whether it was up against Yu Bop, bro. Whenever Yamamoto did anything, bro, it was like, yo, stop. Hey, back up, bitch. Hey, yo, chill, bro. Because him using his powers would engulf the entirety of Serite, bro. The entire city, country, continent. I think Serite is supposed to be like world size or whatever it is. All of it, bro. But no. I think the Serite itself, the actual like thing, so it's not Soul Society, the Serite, whatever, was like city size, country size, something like that. It's something gigantic, man. All of it felt Yamamoto's power immediately when he started getting into combat, and that's what this is where you have here with Platinum Sperm. That's why Platinum Sperm's entrance here was so badass, because the individual who we had thought knocked him out and Flashy Flash, the newcomer on the battlefield, both got shocked. Two top tier speedsters. An individual like Garou who has amazing senses, bro. He's out here dodging bang moments ago and shit, man. Like just got blitzed by Platinum, bitch. And Platinum casual with it, bitch. Just like, oh, hey, allow me to pass through, bitch. Yo, with the speed stance, bitch. Reminded me of JoJo with it too, bitch. Just casual walk. It's like, oh, let me pass through, bitch. Oh, whatever. Oh, that was that thing with it, bitch. Bro, too. And don't get it twisted, bro. That was just one of the hyper moments of the crazy shit. I probably should have mentioned Flashy Flash earlier, bitch. Flash came in with the sneak, man. Bro, that's the greatness, bro. Bro, cut the bullshit out, bro. In the up against the ninjas fight, it was that sneak shit that made it so great, bro. These niggas be sitting there talking mid sentences. Flash would just sneak your ass, bro. Flash be doing that sneak stick all the time to all kinds of niggas, bro. Yes, he tried to sneak the ninjas too, bro. It was just too quick. The ninjas was just too quick, bro. Same instance here, bro. Flash tries to sneak his ass out of nowhere, bro. Mid thought. We're sitting here talking about Garou's improvement and development and evolution of his fighting style, evolving way past the water stream, bro. The water stream is no longer. That's not even Garou's style no more, but he don't even use that shit, bro. Like, oh, the water stream, man. What's that? Nigga, you still using that one style back at like 18? You fused, man. But Garou here tripping with it, bro. It's just the styles that we had never even read or heard of before were just listed on that panel there, and I'm like, when did you encounter those? Like, how did you incorporate those? We had never seen those before. Like, what? So, and then there's other context that we could take into it, and it's not really a problem at all. Like, we have no reason to assume that Garou's never encountered other fighting styles. Like, that's ridiculous. But whatever the case is, we see Flashy out there sneaking, and Garou just big fast, be like, bro, that shit was fire, bro. Bro, that shit was super fire, bro. Like, you know, Flash out there, I think it's like the third time this arc he's getting surprised by speed. Well, besides the two ninjas, they also surprised him with speed as well, too. But, like, in regards to, like, individuals that are actually, like, way faster than him, you got, like, Garou, the other one is Saitama, and then Blast or whatever. So, yeah. You know, niggas out here just clowning them, bro. And then the stances, bro, I'm telling you. There's like, I'm pretty sure I can get a thumbnail where I get every single one of these niggas just standing up tall, bro, just looking cock diesel, bro. Because you got the one where there's a Garou. There's a panel of Garou where he's like, my name is Garou. I'm the one who's gonna rise to disaster level of God and straighten this world out. That's one. The next one is where Platinum Sperm is standing up there, cock diesel, looking down upon Garou. He's like, you've monsterized that much, but still not have the courage to side with them, to choose the side of the monsters. Right there, bitch. Right there, bitch. And I don't really know which one of these panels you use for Flashy. Maybe you could use that one there, but it don't matter. But them niggas look cock diesel, bitch. I'm telling y'all, boys, man, this shit fire, bro. But that's we should probably like move on from the fight though, because the other part is when they were throwing hands and shit like that, fast as hell. King. Two instances here. Gino says, let me see where he says. I can read it exactly. Whatever the case is. Two instances. Gino tells Saitama that the guy that was beating my ass, Saitama took out, or King took out. But it's weird. The same power that I felt from King, I also feel from this guy. Is it a malfunction? Saitama disregards it. He doesn't matter. But he already knows about King's true power. Second instance is King sitting here. He's like, I was so scared though. I did everything I could as a stone. Right in front of Genos, and then when he sees Genos right below him, he like straightens out. What's the possibility of a broken masquerade? And are we heading towards that? The clear fear that we have for King is whether somebody will find out or expose him, right? That's been there from the beginning of the series. But from the pattern that we have so far in One Punch Man, that's not going to be the case. We've now seen instance after instance of increasing stakes where King gets through. The only time being up against G4, where Saitama found out. But that's Saitama. Literally, even Tatsumaki believes that King is invincible. So, I don't think we'd had seen King like tuck her up or tighten up like that much. Like, yes, him stepping up and confronting these monsters as he has been is technically an example of him stepping up and protecting the cover of him being the strongest man, right? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the cover being exposed. And this is an instance where he was sitting there like, oh, Saitama, thank God you're here. Where he let the cover out. But it doesn't look like Genos recognized it or let it be exposed. And his dialogue didn't necessarily allude to him saying that, hey, I can't fight. So, my question is there some underlying, like, building plot point that's King, that's the broken masquerade for King? Like I said, I know that's our entire fear. I know that that's the worst thing that could possibly happen. I get that. But the instances in the story that we've been seeing are cover for King. And this recent example is the biggest instance of it. Like, we literally saw a monster melt in front of him. Like, there's nothing more, like, coincidental than that, bro. Like, a monster that was so scared of you that it started to melt. And like, because it did that, it punctured its own organs on the ribs that it made or whatever. Some crazy shit like that. He literally did nothing. He was that scared. Every other instance where he's blamed or given the credit for Saitama's winnings, whether it's Beefcake or all the other instances, what are we leaning towards? Progressively, more so, and more times, King is being covered and protected. The mask stays on. It's just like one of the first instances where we're clearly seeing in Big 2. Like, he was right there, like, doing it right in front of Genos, and he's just like, So that's why I'm trying to, like, see, like, is this supposed to be, like, the first pebble? Like, in a bigger, like, mound? Or, like, is there already a growing mound for a huge mountain or something like that I'm just seeing? Like, are we anticipating, like, EOS? King takes off the mask? Because that's the whole point, right? Saitama was like, hey, why don't you just become strong? So is that what King is supposed to be leading towards? Is that EOS for King? Where King actually just becomes strong? Now, aside from the greatness of the trio's fight, and Garou showing that, like, he is willing to fight anybody and all of them, and he's not on either side. We entertained a little bit ago earlier in the video. We entertained the conversation of, like, Orochi returning, right? We entertained the conversation of whether it was plausible for this character to return. To I don't know how, like, a better way to put it. Like, I remember, like, Greek in particular, the chancellor of the Discord, bro. The number 2, literally, of Discord, bro. I remember him just gargling, like, mouth-washing, bro. Like, literally just, like, stabbing holes into his throat with Orochi's meat. Just saying, Orochi's coming back. Orochi's not dead. Orochi's coming back. Orochi's not dead. Orochi's coming back. Orochi's not dead. He came back. Orochi came back. So. And it was a while too, bro. Like, you as readers, or if you join the community of One Punch Man later on than when those chapters were coming out after 108, you may have not been around or understand the hype or the conversation or speculation or doubt that was in the community or in the air whenever Orochi had died. Because this is the middle of the arc greatness. This was one of the most characteristic moments of One as an author. Not more that of One as an author. You throw in the twist of bringing down the main villain, the big bad, in the middle of the arc. We didn't know what was going on. Saitama out of nowhere, chapter 108, fights Orochi We had just been going through the S class's first fights. The first time where they cut loose alone. For real, for real. Besides like Atomic and maybe Bang. Like the rest of the guys were cutting loose for real for the first time. Child Emperor, Flashy Flash, a My Mask. All these guys were going out there for the first time. Pooty Pooty even too. No, Pooty Pooty had showed up before. But those guys were getting their first few fights, bro, for real. Then Saitama comes in to clean up the main big bad. Stop! He can't. I even came up with the moniker Bald Fuck because he ruins all the good fights. Goketsu, this. Come on, bro. So many instances in between. But even EC, he came in and ruined EC. We were supposed to see EC eat Bang and Bomb and Genos, man. Just eat them all, bro. Until Kate Bald Fuck came in, man. Oh boy. What will we say now about him? We saw Saitama splatter him. Gets back up. We see him unify and join up with Sairochi. Tatsumaki drops a drill into his ass. Sends him literally to the core of lava. And now he's here. With veins and goo all along his wall, up across and around the mural of God. Pouring into this lava. People mentioned it because the same like scorpion-like thing that we had seen for Orochi's backside or his tail or whatever, the same scorpion-like thing that's on the mural underneath God, that whenever we had first seen this mural was a depiction of Orochi, of that thing, and then above it was a depiction of God. We had seen it originally. Now it's the same inverse. We're coming back down and there's a silhouette of a scorpion-like thing. So, well, what is this? Obviously, Orochi's coming back. So there is to it. My question is who else? Here's the list. If I can remember it correctly. Rover. Psychos. Phoenix Man. Orochi. Those are the 4 ones that I preferably would want to have reincorporated, right? Those 4. But then you have the 2 Ninja Bros too. They're still up in the mix. I think that's it. Because it looks like definitively Fear Ugly's out of there. It looks like Gums is out of there. Homeless is out of there. Yeah. Everybody's out of there. So those are the 4 that have a chance of coming back. Chick Man, or Phoenix Man in his chick form. Psychos, who separated from Orochi and should be around the battlefield. Even though the shield has been dropped down now. Rover. We saw him get tamed, but that was less since we solved him. And now Bang and Bomb and Fubuki, I think, are out of commission. The people who tamed him aren't around anymore. Saitama is, but... So that's the question. Evil Natural Water. Before we get to Evil Natural Water, let's finish this up. So, those are the 5 lottery points, right? It looks like the surface battle is going to have a 3rd phase. In the beginning of that 3rd phase, it's Flashy versus Garou versus Platinum Sperm. If Orochi's coming back, that means the final battle of anticipated Garou versus Saitama is not going to happen yet. In the podcast, people, even manga members, manga onlys have been pushing the narrative that like God's not going to get resolved this arc. So I don't believe that. I think this is another example of where he's still going to be resolved with arc. And this arc might get pushed on that much further. Where all these beings and all these monsters are going to get resolved right here, right now. If Orochi comes back up, I'm thinking it's going to be with the influence of God. And if Orochi comes back with the influence of God, that's what the third person, this arc, fourth person this arc, third person this arc, or he's given powers to. You're gonna tell me that he's not gonna get like some type of something? I understand Blast's entire storyline involved with him. That's probably the best anchor, or the best reasoning, or the champion reasoning for the claim that it's not going to get resolved this arc, because Blast probably is going to have a much bigger part to play in the resolution of God. And if he gets resolved this arc, we're not really going to get a chance to see much of Blast and the thing that he's been dealing with for some odd years. And that's under the assumption that that's going to be the next arc that gets handled, or the next big arc that gets handled, which we don't even know. We can see another instance of where God plays in the background of the next big arc, because as I always try to harp up, and maybe people disagree with it, I'm not sure if people even disagree with it, the fact that, like, technically this Monster Association arc starts with when the monsters attacked all the multiple cities. Whenever we saw Pure Blood and Gorgonite and Neon and Uketsu go out to go attack random cities and gather other heroes or other people to join the monsters, or join other regular civilians to join the monsters or whatever, by giving out monsters and shit like that, that's when this arc technically started. And this is the ending point of that arc. And that's been since chapter like 38, maybe? Probably like 40, 43, 44, 45, around there. That's all been going on. We're on chapter 154. So 100 chapters of this arc. And you can break down a bunch of other times and a bunch of instances, of course, sure too. But this has been the overarching storyline. God. Sprinkled in the background. So if that's the same case for the next arc, okay. Okay, maybe. But those are all assumptions, or those are presumptions for if God doesn't get resolved this arc. I'm thinking there's a good likelihood it does. So if that's the case, Orochi's the next example, he's the next disciple. What's he going to give him? And if that's the case, then who's going to really fight God? I don't think he's on the moon. The big boy of the chapter, evil natural water. Woo! So let's think about this. What's going on the battlefield, right? You have Garou, Platinum Sperm, and Flashy Flash. Flashy Flash has killing intent. That's a confirmed thing. He tries to kill and he kills. Not even just like monsters, like humans that are doing bad and wrong. He kills. So, 1. 2, Garou literally petrified Darkshine with his killing intent. Petrified him. That's 2. And Platinum Sperm. A Black Sperm technically didn't turn on even natural water. This was the whole argument that Black Sperm used to transform into Platinum Sperm in the first place. That not only had King neutralized Homeless Emperor just by like talking to him, by not deciding to fight, by not having ferocious anger, an intent to kill. He turned off even natural water. He was not going to attack him. So Black Sperm had to resort to turning to Platinum Sperm in order to have a chance to survive against King. So then you have that chance. What's up? You think even natural water has friends? He only came up at the end. That's the question, right? This turret, machine gun turret, sentry turret, I believe is the best name, that just activates for whatever it's programmed to activate for, regardless if it's a friend or foe. Red shirt, shoot. Are we to pretend that like it's not dangerous for them to be on the battlefield whenever Natural Water decides to intervene, which is right now? Yes, King and Saitama and Genos are there speaking. That's also happening. Yes, they are like observers in the associations, I guess, or in the military or whatever around. Oh, not only in the carrier, but above them as well. But who's gonna deal with even natural water? Saitama? So even natural water absorbed the sea is to get punched by Saitama? I guess it wouldn't be fair to say that like he's barely had a presentation because we've seen him since he was underground with Eon and Bushijo Kamatachi and the other rescue team. With Nanaki's rescue squad. So they've been around. Sure. Sure, he's been around. Sure. But it's always been portions of chapters. He's never gotten a full chapter. He's never gotten a concentration of a full fight. He's never even gotten a concentration of full focus. Besides dealing with like the fodder of Yan and those boys. Sure, I don't mean to call him fodder, but like he wasn't in his big form yet. I guess the question is, I want to see more of even natural water before Saitama has to be the resolution of him. Because I think we've already crossed that threshold. That's why I think it's fair to have this conversation right now. I want even natural water to fight all the fighters here. Flashy Flash, Platinum Sperm, and Garou. I want the other guys to get back up, like Atomic Samurai and Darkshine. I want the other missing monsters to come back in, like Phoenix Man and Rover and Psychos. But I just don't want Saitama to beat even natural water. Like if Orochi comes back and even natural water attacks him, okay. I'd love to see that. But before Saitama resolves even natural water, I need to see him fight more. I need to see him get the spotlight. I need to see him draw everyone's attention. Because he's been on a battlefield multiple times, and something odd always happens. Something tremendous always happens. And it's to the point to where it looks like those are his attributes. It's kind of like the whole Melzigard thing. Where even Pooty Pooty can pop one of Melzigard's heads, but he just reforms immediately. So it's seeming like it's turning into that, to where I guess Darkshine with a punch can pop or like splatter even natural water, but then he's gonna reform. Bigger. I wonder if that's the characteristic that we see for him when Saitama fights him. Like, will even natural water require more than one punch? Will he actually reform? Because we've seen him flustered before. Remember up against Child Emperor. Yes, Child Emperor was an instance where he did get almost drowned. But before that, Child Emperor put even natural water in a very precarious situation. To the point to where he had to get absorb some oil off of a monster in order to not freeze. So I don't know. I'm not saying somebody has freezing powers. I'm just saying like even natural water can be defeated, and I like the fact that there are ways to beat him. That it's not just like, hey, Saitama just punched him real hard, so yeah, that's why he did it. It's like, no, this thing can be killed in this way by doing this certain technique, and it's really difficult to figure out how to do it. And once you learn how the technique, or once you learn what the weakness is, doing the technique is difficult, or yeah, it's difficult, or he's so good or so powerful that it's hard to actually get to that weakness. I'd love that, but I don't want, hey, Cape, fuck. BAM! Just one, bitch. No, like, stop. Stop all that shit, bro. None of that shit, dog. Hell no. I only want Saitama to fight sudden, crazy beings that come out of nowhere, bitch. Like, make there be a god level ghost that comes out of nowhere, bitch. No foreshadowing, no nothing, bitch. Just after the arc, after the arc, 2 chapters, 1 chapter of the boys just chilling and shit like that, like everybody just going home or whatever, or like just being like, hey, I'm gonna go get some upgrades or whatever like that, or like Fubuki trying to move to Saitama's place or some shit like that. And then the next chapter is like Saitama walking outside to take out the trash that from Fubuki's like party or whatever, some shit like that. And then some god level spirit attacks, and then he just did that thing to that ghost, bitch. Some crazy ass shit, bro, that revives the spirits of all of the dead of humanity, bitch, since ever, bitch. That's what he did. He revived all of dead humanity spirits and fused it into one to some super being that could split quasars in half, man. How you split a quasar in half? How? But he could do that, bro. But Saitama got his ass though. Bing! And with a normal one too, not even a super serious, man. A normal. Bing! And then he came back because he a ghost. Nigga, stop. Nigga, alright. Serious. Serious, bitch. Let's go off on his ass, bitch. Some shit like that. That's what I want. Like, don't fight none of these guys that have been around for a long time, that have had great development and great story input, and that are exciting, that I want to see more of, and that I want to see beat other niggas' asses or get their ass beat by other niggas, and then come back halfway and they beat that nigga ass, and then end up getting jumped by 4 or 5 different niggas, and he fighting 4 or 5 different niggas, man, and then he loses. Like, that's what I want to see, man. I want to see even Vanessa Water versus everybody, man. All the monsters, man. All the heroes get back up, fight Vanessa Water, man, and he's winning. And then he starts to lose because Atomic comes in there with the FAS, man. Atomic start cutting water, and that's why he start losing, man. And then Saitama comes in like, hey, watch out, Atomic. I got it with the cleanup. Ding! That'd be okay. That would be okay. But nah, none of this. Oh, I absorbed the sea, so now Saitama has to fight me. Hell no, bro. Hell no. I need my boyfriend that's for water, man. Ooh. But, that's going to be it for a chapter review. The One Punch Man podcast will be coming up shortly, probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And I think it'll be the last stream for Christmas, before Christmas. But we'll see. We might do something before Christmas or even on Christmas Day, depending on like what's going on. But you already know what it is. Like the video, guys. Subscribe. We'll see how it was in a few days. Yeah.